Well, hello, I'm David Freeman with Is That Really in the Bible? This may sound strange, but most people's religion doesn't make any sense. I mean, really, it doesn't make any sense. Here's the idea that, okay, God gave us commandments, right? 10 of them, 10 commandments, that He knew no one could keep, and then kills people for not keeping them. Does that make any sense to you? That Jesus would tell us to keep the commandments when He knew that no one could keep them. That's the idea. When I talk about, okay, a lot of people's religion that doesn't make any sense, that's the mindset that's going on. It is the illusion that religious people have that no one can keep the 10 commandments. That is impossible. That you're lucky if you can go 5 minutes without sinning. You're lucky if you can go 5 minutes without breaking one of the 10 commandments. You hear things like, well, we all sin. Yeah, we all sin. You sin, I sin, we all sin. I'm probably getting ready to sin right now. But as soon as this program's over, I'm going to walk out the door and sin. That's the concept that people have. And people will say, well, if we could keep the commandments, Christ would not have had to die for our sins. Now, I understand that all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. I understand that. The fact that we have all sinned is just a matter of fact. But the decision to continually live in sin is a choice that you make. And you can do something about that choice that you're making. The Bible puts it like this in Romans 6 and verse 1. It asks the question, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Now, what do you think the answer is? I can hear a lot of religious people saying, yes, we're going to continue to sin because it's impossible to keep the 10 commandments. We can't do it. We all sin. We're getting ready to sin right now. In the next 5 seconds, we're all going to sin. Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? The answer, God forbid. No, we're not going to continue to live in sin. So, Christians, once you have been forgiven by God's grace, shall we continue to live in sin? Can't hear you. I still think there's some people out there living in their illusion. Well, we all sin, and if it was possible, I don't think we can go. I don't think we can live without sin. God forbid. God forbid. Now, maybe the fact that you are still making the decision to live in sin reveals much about your so-called conversion and Christianity. Maybe that's the issue. That it reveals, the fact that you are still living in sin reveals that, much about your conversion or lack thereof, and whether your Christianity is even real or not.